G'day everyone, welcome back to Tom's Brook Farm. Today, well this morning, we actually had a bit of a fog this morning, so I'm not sure if we're going to get going early or not. It's all sort of cleared up now, but well, I mean you can see the foggy sort of clouds, but the good thing is that there's not much water on everything. Normally if we have a big heavy fog like that, everything's wet, but about the only thing I can find is wet is, a bit of the bonnet here. So I'm hoping for, an earlier start than yesterday. Last night our moisture got down to, well, it came back up to 12, but we got down in the high 11s, so it was fantastic. So anyway, I got Brian coming, so I'm just going to quickly give this thing a grease, so it's all greased up and ready to roll. So everyone's servicing away. I'm just going to head to the shed and fill up my jerry cans. We just got a notification from CBH, so now saying that because of the rising stack average, they're now bringing the moisture for our receivals down from 13 to 12.5% at close of business today. So they give us a day's notice, which is it's quite frustrating, but yeah, you understand why they got to do it, because they can't end up with just a really wet stack, from everyone just delivering wet grain. So yeah, as long as we can get going, and I mean the next couple of days are hot anyway, so we should be fine, but 12.5 is a long way to get down when we've had a lot of rain and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll once the guys are all serviced again, we'll just do our moisture sample and just check where we're at, and then make a plan from there. Next point of business I need to do, I've got the old auger behind me. I'll show you what's happened. The cogs come off it, so you can't move it around, and it's not something you can move by yourself when it's not moving. But now we've got all the bins set up and everything like that, and I've got two people here to help me. We're just going to push it into the fill bin there and then leave it there. So on this side, on the hydro motor, down there you've got a cog which drives the wheel. And you've got two of them, and on this side we are missing our cog. So it means that you can't drive it. It won't even drive one wheel because it it's just like a diff. When it's going one way it won't spin it, and yeah, so I've got to order a new cog or try and find it. I've had a look for it, I can't find it, but yeah, we'll probably just take the other one off, order a new one. So anyway, I've got my cans here all full, so I'm just going to go and fill up these ones with petrol, so they're all ready for Brian, and yeah, the guys hopefully aren't too far off doing a sample. What's going on up here, eh?
Flat out.
What are you doing up there?
Just cleaning up my gutter, as I call it.
You could be cleaning your windows.
Oh yeah, but that annoys me all day.
Henry's down blowing out the radiators of the chaser bins. They're down at the fill bins there. George is about to start washing windows, and I'm just checking over the fire truck. Going to start it up and just make sure the battery's still good. And then what I'll do is I'll prime the pump, because we haven't started the pump in a while either. So we'll just make sure that the pump is all ready to go, in case, heaven forbid, we actually have a fire, but we always like to be prepared. And that's why we want to be prepared. It's flat. Quite surprised that it's flat. We moved it 3 times yesterday, Didn't have to jump start it at all during the day, and leave it overnight and it goes flat. But anyway, I'll jump start it, leave it running for half an hour again, and we should be right. Right, let's see. It's just that back battery. I might find a battery back at the shed that's got some charge in it and just swap it out, because yeah, for whatever reason this back battery on this truck is losing charge. It's the one that doesn't have the solar controller on it, like the solar charger, but yeah, anyway, I'll go and find one. I'm going to start the pump up and see if we've lost prime, and if we have, then I'll turn the pump off and then prime it up. We've lost prime. So that's working now, but yeah, it's just a bit annoying that it's doing that. I think what I need to do is replace the seal on top of this. I think the seal might have gone, so still in George's header. I'm going to go and do a sample. Oh, he's watching me. Whilst everyone's doing all their jobs, and I'm finished doing mine for now, I'm going to go and rip a sample off so that we know where we're at. As I drive out, if you can read on there, we've done 75 hectares in here, and our shared yield is 2.3 tonne. Which is it's disappointing, but it's also what we thought the year was going to do. All the other paddocks we've gone basically 3 tonne with wheat, which has been amazing for the year. So when you get into this paddock, which looked like a really good paddock, to have it go 2.3 is disappointing, but we're not complaining. I'm just putting it out there, we're not complaining at the yield we're getting. But what we have noticed is everything that we spent with sustain, so the blue urea, the coating, it's going H2, so the protein is better. Then the stuff that was urea isn't going, that's going OPW1. So the sustain has worked. It's releasing the nitrogen at the appropriate time, and the plant is able to utilise all of its nitrogen, or most of its nitrogen, compared to just normal urea. And yeah, it's actually quite surprising and interesting to see. So it's backing up that we will continue to use sustain for, you know, that reason. Just the plant is getting all of its nitrogen that it needs. So yeah, it's quite nice. It's saying our moisture is 13.2, 2.8 to 3 tonne, that's better. So 13.5. So yeah, we need it to get down to 13 for today's moisture, and then anything that's left over in the bin, we need that to be 12 and a half. Which is, like I said, it's annoying, but I understand why CBH, you got to do it. But I got enough in there for a sample now, so we'll head back, we'll get this sample, go and run it, see where we're at. $13.4, so we will get started at that and chuck it into those wet bins that we got, PS2 and PS3, and That way we're going to get a full day of harvesting. It's currently 11:08. 11 past 8. What a weird way to say that. Anyway, we're going to get going. Yeah, 13.4, which means, yeah, we need to drop a whole percent before it's deliverable for tomorrow, but that'll be fine for today. So now that Brian's back, Dad will unload his tracer and we'll drain this fill bin. We'll go onto the 860 and then his A trailer there, so the middle trailer, we will do the last of our wet grain, which is in PS2 and 3. And then that means that all of our current wet grain is gone, and then the stuff that the boys are going to be bringing in now, which is 13.4, we'll chuck that in there and we'll blend that out throughout the day. And then we'll make sure that we're not stuck with any 13% grain come the end of the day, which we shouldn't. We're going now, it's already 13.4, the moisture's going to drop quite low, so it should be nice. We'll be able to get some dry grain and get a good day of harvesting. I think we're up to 560 hectares to go, something like that. So yeah, the guys have a good run. 3 days. Brian's loaded. I need to go and do a moisture sample, but I'll do that off the second chase. I mean, Annabelle's on her way back in now. So what I'll go do, I promised you guys in the last video that I'd do some drone flying, so we'll go fly the drone, see the headers. 13%. So we are deliverable for today. So we'll get all this grain out anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I'll let the guys know that that's our moisture, and we'll switch our bin. We'll go back to the 100 tonner, and yeah, as we get drier, we'll yeah, just make sure we separate them towards the end of the day, because obviously we can't. Well, we don't want to keep stuff that's too wet. You know what I mean. Brian's rolling in the paddock now. We'll get him loaded. I don't think we'll do any blending on this one. That last moisture he delivered was 12.7, so we're getting very close to the 13%, which we're allowed only for today. So we'll just deliver the 860 and we'll have to go a little bit out of that. Dad's there with some 12.9 on now. That's the paddock moisture now. So yeah, we'll just keep on going at that. Once I finish loading Brian, I'll do another moistery. Because hopefully by then we're at about that 12.5, maybe 12.6. And then we know that we're safe deliverable level from here on in. But yeah, we'll see where we get. Well, Brian's loaded, he's on his way now. My next job, the 860, you can see here, it's buckled and, oh, look at that. We've got some stubble in there. So, there's a bit of grain still left in there. We've got a pile on the ground. So what I'm gonna do, I've got the Sikaflex with me. I'm gonna stick the gun up there and stuff some stuff in there. Got a bit around the other side as well, and just try and stop this issue. That'll work for now. Next year what I'm going to do is we're going to re-tech screw this. Add tech screws in between all the other ones, because you can see these tech screws they're coming out. So yeah, just do some maintenance on this bin. It's not ideal. $12.7. So yeah, no, it's coming down, which is good. And our protein there, 12.2. That's lovely and high. Right, now I'm going to go and check our lovely pile of batteries over here and see if I can just swap one out on the fire truck. Which one shall we choose? Why don't I do this? Oh, I think we've got a winner, 12.7. 12.1. 10.2. 12.3. And 10.3. So this one here was 12.7. So that's the battery that's going to go in the fire truck. So we'll load that up, get headed on out with that and change it over. Gotta love a bit of miscommunication. I started this morning, and then the header drivers were meant to turn it off. When we got going, I ran a moisture vac. We needed to leave it running for about half an hour. Well, they were a bit too excited when I called back to get harvesting, because it's still going. Oh well. So that battery's going to be well and truly charged. So what I'll do is I'll just save that for tomorrow. If it doesn't start tomorrow, then we will change the battery. But because it's been running now for, don't know if I want to let you guys know, but about 3 hours, I got a feeling that battery's going to be pretty charged. So we'll leave it there. Since the last clip, where moisture's down at 12.4 now, and the guys have just finished the paddock they were in, and they've moved to the next one. So I've moved the fire truck and the Triton with the tow behind fire unit on down to the next piece. Now I'm going to wait for Dad to be the first one in with a grain from that paddock. So I'm going to wait for him to come in, and then I'll run that moisture. It should be dry, but as it's a new paddock, we just want to test it and make sure, 12.5 is our deliverable percentage. Now the bug is nearly out of fuel, and it's not worth me bringing down the fuel trailer to fill it up. So I'm just going to chuck the 20 litre jerry can into there, and then yeah, I can go and refill it. So up here in the bear area, they're going to unload so that Henry doesn't need to turn around and swap with George and all that. And then I'll grab a sample from Dad and we'll run this. Hopefully it's dry, but yeah, just got to make sure. Alright, well, I've loaded brine. That moisture from before, that was 12.1. We tried to empty PS3 and PS2, they're the wet ones. We might have done it a bit too well. They're not actually empty yet, but I was out and I was looking in the bins trying to kick them out, and yeah, anyway, we might have filled Brian a little bit too full, so we had to take some tyres off just to make sure he got his weight. So anyway, I'm just going to do a sample now again and just check to make sure that we are, well, I want to know if we're in the 11s now, because it's just going to make life a lot easier when we're blending stuff out. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. 12.1%. Little bit annoyed that it's not lower than that. The only reason is that it is, well, 2:15 in the afternoon and the sea breeze is in now. So the sea breeze, it will still drop the moisture a little bit, but then it'll start to bring it up. But yeah, not really much we can do about it. So we'll just keep on persevering with that. Now with our new moisture of 12.5%, it will determine how late we'll be able to go tonight, but yeah, that's what we have to deal with. So I reckon I'll leave the video there. Well, there's not really much more going to happen after this. Probably another 2 loads with Brian to town and just a few more moisturies. So yeah, I reckon we'll leave it there. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. It's getting towards the end of harvest. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll catch you in the next one.